Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are after market close on Monday, November 6th. We're going to take a look at Uber today. So Uber, as you likely know, has earnings coming up tomorrow, and I thought we'd come in and see where things might move based on the chart, where some support levels, resistance levels might be, gaps, trend lines, check out the EMAs, the TTM squeeze indicator, all of that stuff. So to just sort of zoom in, I tried to not put in 1,000 different levels to keep the chart relatively clean. And so to me, the most important thing is this slight downtrend resistance. So you see it peaked back here. This was at the end of July, and then sort of maybe established this downtrend resistance here in September. It may be giving another go at it relatively soon, unless it's a poor reaction to earnings. But so we'll see if it is able to break through, or if it further establishes that trend line, or what exactly that looks like. Now, there's a near-in level right about where the price settled today, 48.05. So, I'm going to be looking to see where the motion is off of that as we head into earnings, especially if it stays, right at that level, for the call. But a, reconfirmation or a confirmation of support or of resistance at that level could be really important, depending on which way the market wants to move based off of earnings. Now, if it does jump up and is able to break this downtrend resistance, 51.85 is a level way up there. There's a lot of space between these, but obviously with this downtrend resistance in there, that sort of adds another level. And that $50 level might be sort of psychological. There was this swing high here just shy of 49.50. So there might start to be a lot of psychology at play, seeing if bulls want to step in and bring the stock to the $50 mark or over the $50 mark. So that might be a heavy one. So I didn't put it on here because it seems sort of an obvious, like I say, psychological level. But if it is able to get through there, 51.85, in months gone by was a pretty key level. Now there's a gap down here. So if the the reaction turns against Uber bulls, the gap starts at about 45.25, and then it would fill right at about $44. So there's that to be looking at as well if it does start to pull down. If it gets drawn through there and it's not sort of sufficient to just fill the gap and then move on, if momentum sort of gets the best of it, $42, $40.64, and then $38.60 are levels as I see them. Now let's hide these for now. Let's check out our EMA situation. So nice bullish crossover here since this big jump up, the gap up that we were just talking about, and some successive green days off of this bottom down here around 40. And you do see a recent bullish crossover, the H crossing above the 21 and the 34. And now if it puts in another solid candle or two, it's looking like it wants to drag that 21 also over the 34, but it's going to depend what the next couple of candles do, of course. Now it is getting stretched kind of far away from the 8, so at some point we'd sort of wonder when it's going to come down and maybe try to test that as support as well. If we bring in the channel, you see it's also pushing out the top of the channel. So we see here it got itself out of the channel and came back down to the mid-range here, which is typically what we look for, and then see which way it wants to break trend-wise off of the mid-range. And so it's done a good job of stretching. This channel is quite wide at the moment. And so we'll see if that sort of has enough oomph, if you will, to continue to push higher, even though it's going to get very quickly well outside the upper bound of the channel if it does have a good positive reaction. If not, I'd be watching this mid-range and sort of see what it does there. And then the TTM squeeze indicator, so a little bit of bullish momentum on the histogram there that's just kicking off today. There was a trigger and a fire back here, sort of set off this counter move, right, which we see oftentimes when it fired. Counter move up, and then the big move was the down move that brought it, like we said, down to about $40 there. So no trigger happening yet, but we'll see how that plays out in the days ahead, depending on how strong the reaction is based off of the earnings call. All right, folks, I hope that your trading week is off to a good start. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.